Early 2005, Sue Sheldon was having a real rough time with SOC.
And Sue Sheldon came out and spoke to our Rotary about her concern about kids on the streets, about gang behavior getting really building up in Mason County. And her idea was to have a youth services program run out of the Armory, and she was asking for support from our Rotary, the Skookum Rotary.
The Armory was going to sell, they were going to lose the building downtown, they had no place to go.
Tim Lowenberg was the director of the National Guard, and he worked with us many years, and finally he said, we have got to sell this Armory. We do not have the money to keep it running, and we are not using it, and you're not able to pay us enough money to keep it running.
Sue Sheldon asked me to come to a meeting and do some brainstorming about what they could do with SOC.
The National Guard said, you can't just sell this to a private entity, you've got to offer it to a public entity first, because it is a public building.
And I said, you know, Mason Transit is looking for a place to buy to house their downtown operation, and this would be an awesome building, and it could be a real good partnership with the community. And I kind of left it at that and walked away. and lo and behold.
Well, so today is the dawning of a new tomorrow for Mason County, for the City of Shelton, Mason Transit Authority, and this building, the Washington National Guard Armory that has served our community for so long and for so well. This vision began in 2006 with my predecessor, Dave O'Connell, and the surplus purchase of the National Guard Armory from the National Guard. And the motto of the Washington National Guard is, neighbors helping neighbors through a tradition of service. This project is the first of its kind in our nation, and it's a reflection of the innovation and partnerships that are integral to the principles that guide Mason Transit Authority. All right.
Are you still using this hose? Yeah.
We had an existing building that we tried to save. A building that is really 60-some years old, that has a historical background, and we wanted to use as much of it as we could. My name is Jim Merritt. I'm one of the architectural team members on this project with Roger Hansen and Chi Tung and Jeff Ryan here with me, along with Mike Oliver, representative for Mason Transit. Our design team is really excited about having the opportunity to work with Mason Transit and the Mason County community. This project to us is transformational. It really is something that brings the community into a multi-use facility with the transit routes and the transit system being right at the hub of all this activity. This is unique in our country, as the Federal Transit Administration will tell you, that this project is new to our country to bring transit and community activities together in one location.
Its inspirational value as a model of what can be done, how civic community can be created locally, how people of different ages, ethnicities, and interests can all come together from a common place, and how they can get to the other places they need to go through public transit. I think it'll be a model for the state and probably beyond that.
We can't forget about the downtown. You know, the downtown is our core. The downtown has this great atmosphere, but it's struggling right now. This investment is going to turn some heads. As a resident, it's good to see this type of heavy investment in the downtown. This is a huge project for I would think any community, but especially Shelton. You know, this type of investment, it can only help. It's kind of it's like the broken window theory. You know, if you're in a neighborhood where a single structure is kind of down and out and left derelict and broken, you know what happens? Typically the adjacent structures get a little run down. Well, in this case, we're going to take a very rundown structure, upgrade it to the nines, and hopefully that spills over. Some of the adjacent businesses see benefit and they start upgrading, they start expanding, you know. If everybody jumps on board and does this, that can be the sea change needed, and it's got to start somewhere, so hopefully it starts with this. Some people say I wear too rosy a goggles, you know, but I don't think there's any harm in being optimistic.
Hi, I'm Heidi McCutcheon. I am the Executive Director of the Shelton-Mason County Chamber of Commerce. We're really excited about this transit community center that's coming into downtown Shelton. You know, I don't know that there's been a project of this magnitude or impact that we've seen like this in Mason County. The first thing that we're most excited about is jobs. National studies show that for every 1 million in investment translate to about 410 jobs and an additional 1.7 million in additional revenues.
A lot of kind of revitalization does take place in communities when you have something that's centrally located, as this armory is to the center of Shelton and Mason County, that it will allow really this ripple effect in through this area of the community. And so I would certainly expect that to take place. We have been involved in other communities where we've seen this happen. Most notably, let's talk about Tacoma and Tacoma Union Station, which we were fortunate enough to be a part of. In doing that, what it's done for allowing both activities and now a university actually being there. So you never know what these first steps will mean. And I go back to that, let's talk about that fundamental thing of tying the county to the city. But it actually allows you then to reach out looking north to the county facilities and then look to the south for the municipal facilities also. So this will be kind of a pathway between those that should start to draw people into the site. And we're really kind of happy about that.
You know, they're taking it a step further too, in that they're shooting for a LEED certification. You know, for efficient energy and design, I think is what it stands for. You put in energy efficient design from the onset, it pays for itself 10 times over in the lifetime of the building. So I'm excited about that too. We only have one other LEED certified building anywhere in the vicinity that I'm aware of. That's the new PUD facility up on the hill.
We're always looking for things that help our community grow economically.
We continue to work along on really making the downtown core a place to just visit, walk around, find out a little bit about the history of the town. It's a critical part of a healthy, safe, growing community.
Given this as a model, and when you see the way in which the transit center functions to bring together private organizations, businesses, brings together youth and seniors in a common focus. And when you see that community happen, I think that gives you ideas for what can happen in other circumstances.